G'day, and welcome back out to the creek. I've managed to make it out again, so you'll get another few videos out of me. I'm out up at one of the public fossicking areas in Otago, and I've found a wee little beachy spot here. I've tested around it. There's a little bit of gold everywhere. It's not brilliant, but it is afternoon. I've just got here, and I've just really having a play about before heading up to set up camp. But since I've got a little bit of gold and quite a lot of material, I thought it was time to test out the latest and greatest from the old noggin, which I'll show you. And here it is, embodying the idea, the old mining adage of, if it ain't broke, make it bigger. This is your standard large wave wiffle sluice, just twice the width, which means you can stick a lot more material through it. I call it, quite creatively I thought, the XL WRS, which, I was quite pleased with that one. I thought it was a bit creative like. But so what we want to do now, because this is really the only run I'm going to get today, is just test it and make sure that making it wider with that thin aluminium sheet doesn't mean that I load it with material that just breaks and dimples and bends too much. Hopefully it's strong enough. That's really what I'm testing. I'm not worried about recovery because I've tested this design of riffle a bunch of times and it sort of just works, which is good. Works fairly well. Doesn't work ideal in every situation, but works quite well in most situations. So I'm going to set you up on a rock here and you can watch me shovel a load of material through it. Well, as you can see, the hole has definitely grown in size, and it's all gone through this piece of kit here. And man, this thing just eats dirt. You put a scoop in, it goes hum. Thank you, more please. But it's time to figure out if there was anything worth having in there. So it's time for a clean out. First time I'll be needing a bucket, because there is a big, quite a sizable piece of Miner's moss in there, and I don't want to lose anything while cleaning it out. But there you have it. It didn't fall apart, didn't break, didn't bend. Seems to be working fairly well. But time to test that idea. Well, even though I've got a fairly big gold pan, big sluice means a lot of cons. So I'm going to have to do this in two pans, one from the riffles and one from the Miner's moss. But we'll have a quick peek in once this is panned down, see if there's anything in the riffles. But whatever there is in the riffles, there'll be more beaten down into the Miner's moss in the bottom. Pan number 2 out of the Miner's moss. This stuff's a lot finer and has a lot more heavy, so I'll have to take a bit more time with it. And there were a few little wee bits in that top material out of the riffles, but not as much as I would have hoped. I'm just praying it's dropped down into the bottom of the riffle there, through the riffles into the Miner's moss, I mean. But you know, either way, the sluice is held up. There's no damage to it that I wouldn't be expecting. You know, obviously I've been throwing rocks at it, so it's got one or two little wee dins in it. But nothing concerning, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, it's you know, I wouldn't call it fragile, but you can't abuse it too much. It'll just, you know, treat it well and it'll look after you. But yeah, see if we can get a good bit of gold down in the bottom of the mat here, just getting down to the last of it. Well, there we have it. There's a bit of gold in there, a lot of heavies. It's not terrible. That being said, for the material we ran, not brilliant, especially because a couple of those flakes were from me prospecting around. But hey, I stopped near where I was camping, so this place will have been done over. It's a public fossicking area after all. I don't have exclusive rights, people come out here all the time. But tomorrow we're gonna head up creek, upstream, see if we can find some better stuff, something worth digging up, because if that's what we're getting for a 3.5 hour journey up here and a 3.5 hour journey back, that's not quite good enough. That's not going to cover anyone's diesel, even if you're driving a smart car. But we'll go have a look. But what I'm going to do now, because it's as you can probably tell, it's getting a wee bit dark. It's still beautiful on the other side of the valley. Other side of the lake's all right, but I'm in the shade here, so I think it's time to go pitch my tent and then head down to the mouth of the river with my fishing gear and see if I'll be eating noodles tonight or if I can snag a trout or something. But yeah, I'll get back to you once I've set up camp and once I'm ready to go see how many flies I can lose to a tree today. And of course, before you go, make sure reclamation's done. It's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than just leaving a gaping hole there. First bit of rain comes through, that'll clean up nice. Well, fishing update. I did a few casts with a streamer before I started that wee time lapse. Got a big hit and I was quite excited. Turned out he'd just taken the fly and run with it, so that was nice. Put another wee dry on there. Did a few casts. That's what you all saw in the time lapse. And yeah, nothing doing. No hits, no activity whatsoever. So you join me preparing the best of what you yourself can forage in a supermarket. So yeah, that'll be my dinner. Thankfully it's warm because it is getting pretty cold out here. You can feel that winter is starting to rear its ugly head. But I think that's probably me for the day. I'll say goodbye here, and tomorrow will be another video. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to see a continuation, then you better hit that subscribe. If you want to see more of this sort of stuff, like wouldn't go amiss. And if you've got any criticisms, comments, anything to say, other than you should classify your material more when you're sluicing, I know about that one. That's a good one that I always get told in the comments. For the riffles I'm using, it doesn't make a huge difference. For the gold I'm chasing, it's so pure, it doesn't make a huge difference. If I'm in good material, I'll classify it and I'll get it neat and tidy. But you'll be often seeing me not classifying because I'm out here testing new designs, and I want to try and see if I can knock something up that'll work without needing you to classify everything down a 1/4 inch, because that'll speed the whole process up. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow we'll do better. Not much gold and no fish, so I'm going home poor and hungry, but we can live with that because tomorrow's another day, and I'll see you there.